Hello, I am Chris Williams, and welcome to my review of Age of X X-tremists. And as you can see, we're starting off with the cover. The cover is good, if a bit not all that well colored. I wish I had done a better job of coloring because everything looks CGI. Here is a closer view as we roll down it. The costumes themselves are decent, not great. I just wish that they had gotten both a better artist, and even though the artist of this comic is George Gentry, who's been a long time artist for the comic industry for 20 years. His artwork is good. Other people would probably have seen better from him, but I'm not very familiar with this artist. Here we have Iceman and Jubilee Lee doing basic, what you see in a Friday night sitcom. It's not all that great, and we spend the first several pages with Jubilee and Iceman talking about how to wax paper and baking sheets. The design of Iceman in this one panel doesn't look all that bad. I prefer if Iceman were fat, since they made him gay. Since they made him gay, they've had him be a flamboyant gay man. If he were fat like the Blob, maybe at least it wouldn't have to be like a walking stereotype. Even the fat, ugly guy that is the Blob looks like a gay stereotype with that porno mustache they gave him. Jubilee continues to be angry, and we continue arguing about baking sheets and wax paper, even as the Blob tells them to get ready for their mission because they are trying to locate two missing mutants who have gone rogue. Iceman thinks he's a 10-year-old and calls shotgun while breezing past his teammates and annoying them. Everyone, even though this comic has a lighthearted tone and is somewhat funny, I'm not really all that good with it. I'm not really liking what I'm seeing. We have Psylocke being the leader, and we see the whole team there with North Star, who actually made it to Shotgun, and they're going to go after these two rogue mutants in a ugly little van. This is so great to see the superheroes going on a mission in an ugly van. What happened to the Blackbird? Did they destroy it, or did it just not want to work with these people? I would understand if the Blackbird didn't want to work with these people because they're all idiots. I'm bored, and they spend the next several pages inside the van making dumb sitcom jokes. It's not all that bad, but it's not all that great. It's just sitcom. I came here for an X-Men comic book, not to look at ugly men and women rehash plot lines from the 90s. They drive up to where the two rogue mutants are, and we get a kind of nice scenery for this little picture down here. I still want to see some action, and we have them go after the mutant Nuzumi. She has the power to turn into a rat mutant, not unlike Master Splinter from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but she is female and she is fighting for her freedom against these pathetic idiots. While I'd be more empathetic to her, and I am, if she weren't fighting these fools who act like a bunch of Saturday morning toddlers who are watching an actual X-Men cartoon than actually being characters in it. Blob continues to stare after her, trying to ask Nuzumi to give up quietly. The artwork is good here. I'm enjoying watching Nuzumi. Well, at this part, I'm watching her run and watching action from her. It's better than what we're seeing with, once again, Jubilee and Iceman arguing over wax paper, and she goes up against Psylocke. Psylocke has her cornered, and then they are about to throw down, with Psylocke about to use her telepathic powers to render Nuzumi unable to escape from her. The artwork here is still good, but not great. I really wish it were better, especially with the expression on Nuzumi. Is that fear, or is she in the beginning stages of Rob Liefeld's disease? I mean, at least it's not white, but it's two little black dots. And we see Psylocke slashing her with her psychic katana in an effort to render her unconscious. The artwork here, well, the actual artwork here is workable. We see Psylocke charging up, slashing with her attack, slashing down, aiming to render Nuzumi out for the fight. But look and behold, Nuzumi counterattacks by using her rat teeth to somehow stop a psychic blade with her animal powers, which should not be possible. Is that a power this mutant has? This is the first time I've ever seen Nuzumi, so I'm not sure. But somehow I think it should be more of an explanation why a rat mutant would have the ability to counter a mutant with psychic abilities with such a stupid counterattack. We see Blob tearing his way inside, saying he's going to, looks like he's going to go after Nuzumi again by tearing apart the house until he gets at her. We see Nuzumi rather intimidated by this, but rather determined to escape. And she bum rushes Psylocke, trying to bring her down. She slashes at her, but Psylocke counters with her own psychic blade, and she goes after Nuzumi, trying to bludgeon her unconscious with her psychic shield. And while simultaneously, her boyfriend is looking on as Iceman and Jubilee are continuing to argue at each other, even though they are trying to get him. The Blob looks around and sees the house is going to come down upon their shoulders if they don't beat them both quickly. And Nuzumi tries to reason with the extremists, saying that they only just wanted to be with each other and that they have no right to mess with their minds or take them captive. Here, the artwork is, I'd still wish it were better, but artwork here looks a bit better. And we find out Nozumi's boyfriend has sonic powers, allowing him to speak in a super loud voice, telling them that he wants Nuzumi to escape and that they will eventually find each other again. And that is good. Even though it is giving pain to Nuzumi, he wants her to escape. Here we see Iceman freezing him, and he's telling her that he will find her no matter what. This should be action-filled and good, but I'm still bored, and the artwork is not doing me any favors, and I find this rather disappointing. We find another mutant who has the ability to use her elongating fingers to read people's minds, and we see Iceman dragging the mutant he just froze away with some rope, while the Blob tries to wrestle Nuzumi into the back of their van so they can haul her off to Cerebro so they can reprogram her. And he's asking John Paul, North Star, to help him. And John Paul says he can't be bothered with that, while Nuzumi says they can't do this to her because she's pregnant. And she wants her boyfriend, Luke. Blob stares on in wonderment because he's not sure he believes what she just said. And she's wondering, but he has to take in that she might be actually telling the truth and that she's actually pregnant. Mutants in this world can only be born through artificial creation. And he tells the Iceman and the rest to get them over there to see if the females know if this woman is pregnant. So he has Psylocke and the mutant mind reader who uses her fingers to read Nozumi's mind, and they find out, yes, indeed, Nuzumi is pregnant. They are not so sure if they bring Nuzumi in that the Cerebro won't just kill the little baby mutant, because this is the first mutant birth that has happened in years. Apparently, they have been altered, so no mutants are naturally born, and that they are which means that it makes all of them infertile, and they are vastly afraid if they turn her in, this might somehow be the baby might be killed outright, because this might go against their happy little world, because they live in a fascist society. And we see it. The comic ends with all of them saying that they are going to give Luke over to Cerebro, and they're going to try and help Nuzumi, and see if they can't help her and her child. This comic has been rather bland. Other people have said it is good. I didn't really enjoy it, but it is a rather light-hearted story, like they have said. If you like this video, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and leave a like, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.